welcome to today's video. So let us understand what do you mean by a radius and a diameter. Radius is basically, now if you consider this circle, always there's a fixed point which is at the middle of the center. This is the center of a circle. So radius is nothing but from this fixed point you join a line to any edge of the circle. For example, from here, from this point to this point. So let me name this point on the circle as B. So from the center, that is O, okay, name this as O. So the line between O and B is called a radius. Now you can draw as many as radius. So because this is a fixed point, that is the center of the circle, you can join to any edge of the circle. So now if I join this O and mark it this as C, so this is considered another radius. Okay, so you can draw the radius from the center of the circle to edge of the circle, any point on the edge of the circle. So this is called a radius. The distance between this center of the circle to the point on the edge of the circle, this is called a radius. Okay, now let us understand what is diameter. Before understanding a diameter, you will have to know what is a line segment. Say for example, I take a line like this and I mark a point. I take this as A and this as B. Now a point from this is considered to be a line. You can have as many as points on the line, but in a line what happens, it is not a definite measurement. It continues, it is an indefinite. So you have the points between, but the lines are indefinite. Now what is a line segment? Line segment is nothing but a line which has two definite end points. It has two definite end points and which is measurable. You can measure this, but here what happens, as it moves infinite, you will not be able to exactly measure the point. But here when it is a line segment, it is having two end points which can be measured. Okay, this is called a line segment. Now a diameter is a line segment joining two points on a circle passing through the center. Now I have taken this line. Say for example, I name this as X and Y. This point as Y. Okay, now the line is passing, this line is passing through the center of the circle to join this point. Okay, this is called a diameter. When the line segment is joining two points and passing through the center of a circle is called a diameter. Now if I consider this from this point to this only, that is O to Y, then this is a radius. Okay, and now from O to D or O to X, if I consider, this is again a radius. Okay, but if I continue joining from this point to this point, then it becomes a diameter. Basically saying that if you want a diameter, so if you want to consider this diameter, say if you think this length from O to Y is 2 centimeter, and this is again 2 centimeters. Why? Because this is a fixed point. If you join to any points on the edge of the circle, will always have the same length. Okay, so now if you want to consider the diameter of this particular example, I have to take, say for example, the radius the radius of XO will be 2 centimeters, and considering the radius of Y and O is also 2 centimeters. If you consider a diameter will always be radius XO plus the radius YO. So this is 2 plus 2, which is equals to 4 centimeters. Means to say the diameter will always be the double of the radius. Either you can add it and do it, or you can multiple just 2 times of the radius. So if you have radius as 3, you just multiply 2 times of it. That is 3 into 2 times would be 6. So that is how you can find a diameter. Okay. So let us understand certain properties of a diameter going forward. A diameter, you should remember that a diameter will always be a straight line. Okay. You cannot take a different point and join this lines. So it always has to be a straight line, and it always has to be the opposite points. Okay, the 2 points which you're joining will always have to be opposite. So you can do this way or this way, but it has to be a opposite points, and it has to be a straight line. You can draw as diameters, but make sure it is a straight line and it is passing through the center of the circle, and it has to be on an opposite side. Only then it is considered to be a diameter. And not all passing lines is a diameter. Means to say, for example, if I extend this line, okay, if I extend this line outside the circle, this is not considered to be a diameter, because it is a line segment which can be within the end points. So if I extend the line beyond the circle, this is not considered to be a diameter. And one more very important thing is, diameter always divides the circle into 2 identical halves. Why? Because you always join the opposite points. So in that case, what happens? The diameter will definitely be a 2 identical halves only. So if I take this point and join the line, this becomes first part and this becomes the second part. So it is an identical part. Okay, so that is how the diameter is known to be. And one more important point here is, say for example, I have this point, I take one more point here. Okay, consider this point. There's one line which is drawn to the center of the circle. From here, I join to this line. This is not considered to be a diameter. Why? Because it always has to be a straight line, though it is joining 2 points on the circle, but it is not a straight line. So this is not considered to be a diameter. So diameter should always be a straight line and should join 2 opposite points, and it cannot the lines cannot be outside the circle. It has to be within, that is on the edge of the circle. It has to be have a definite point. Hope this video was useful. If you are new to our channel, please do subscribe. Please do share with friends. Thank you so much. Happy learning, kids. Thank you.